It seemed like you had a pretty eventful bye week. I'm wondering, what's it like for a two-sport athlete here and a student here to also be planning a wedding?
Um, I didn't really have to do much. I just kind of said my 2 cents every once in a while, but for the most part, my wife, she let me focus on the season and what I needed to do, but she took care of, most of the planning and stuff. We talked about it, at the beginning of the season when it was less hectic, but she just kind of executed everything and she made it happen. So I'm thankful for her.
Your schedule is obviously insane, so is the bye week kind of the only option for that?
Yeah, that was it was kind of multiple reasons why we did it over the bye. We haven't been able to be together a lot over the last couple of years, so we just ready to be together, and that's why we did it over the bye week. And also it was just it was some downtime for me, and yeah, so.
So how did your nerves last Saturday compare to other Saturdays where you've had football games?
I actually wasn't that nervous. Maybe surprising, but I wasn't nervous at all. I kind of knew that I wanted to do it, and I knew she was the one, so wasn't really nervous about it. I was ready to go.
And I'm assuming the honeymoon's on hold then?
Yeah, we're going to play a couple games first and worry about the honeymoon after the season.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Torii, some football questions. Coach Kelly has talked about, and we just talked to Deshaun about, kind of tightening up the offensive package. The comment Coach Kelly made was, let's practice what we're good at and let's be better at execution. What's your perspective on that, and what are you guys good at offensively?
I just think that, we may have been trying to do a little too much instead of trying to, perfect what we're good at, like he was saying, which is, I think we're really good in, quick game, just completing some short passes to get confidence. And also, we made big plays, and they said that, our yards per catch, per attempt or something like that was pretty high. It was higher than last year. But I think that, we're missing those short yardage plays where we could throw, hitches or slants or different things like that. So I think we get back to that, and I think it'll generate some confidence, and hopefully we can get those yards we're missing in the run game back too as well.
What impact do you think, and I mean, you went into the season as the most experienced of the receivers, but last year you had Fuller, you had Brown, you had Carlisle, all veteran players, and then you and a bunch of younger guys this year. What impact do you think that inexperience has had at receiver on the offense?
I think that it was hard trying to maintain, I think, the culture that was there last year, because a lot of guys, they may not have been able to be around a lot of the guys that played last year. So me and Corey Robinson, we've tried to explain to them and show them the way that it's supposed to be, but obviously it's probably kind of tough because they've never been out there, and it's just an experience. So I think that's probably one of the biggest impacts of just having a lot of young guys in the room, is just trying to maintain that culture. And that's kind of what we're working on right now. We, Sunday, we kind of reevaluated ourselves and just figured out where we wanted to go and the standards we wanted to maintain throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Torii, I feel like I've asked you this question 1,000 times post-game, but mentally, where are you guys at in terms of just the hunger to finally get a W?
I think everybody's still hungry, man. Everybody's still fighting, and wants to fight to get this next W. I can see it in the way people come out to practice. Everybody, wants to succeed on Saturday, and everybody goes out there with a lot of energy, and everybody kind of wants to practice. So, I feel like the morale in the locker room is still pretty high. Everybody's still pretty confident, and that we're going to get this win and we're going to get back on track.
What is the motivation for this team at this point? Some people can't understand why a team at 2-5 can still be motivated the way you guys are. What drives you guys?
I think it's just the love we have for each other and for the university and what it stands for. So, we kind of play for each other, and when we go out there, we want to make sure that we're giving our all for the man next to us. So that's kind of our motivation, and we want to play for the school as well, and for our fans. So that's why we go out there every day and we play motivated.
Yesterday, Coach Kelly spoke about being disappointed that Jack Swarbrick had to give him a vote of confidence, that things got to the point that, he has to be asked that type of question, has to answer it. Is there a disappointment as a captain, a player, that you have to see that things have gone that far, that he's got to do that as well?
To be honest, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. Somebody had to tell me about it. I try not to look at all the press releases and all the media stuff that goes on. But somebody had to tell me about it, so I wasn't really affected by it. We still got to go out here and get a job done. Coach does too, so I can't really let any of that media talk or whatever it may be affect us.